Welcome! In this video I have my first playthrough with Wonder Man and Hercules in Marvel Champions, a card game. So down at the table we have our two new heroes. This will be my first playthrough with each and testing out against Rhino with a modified deck. I'm using the pre-con decks for both of these. So Wonder Man, thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. It's got power recycling. Gets +1 attack for each card tucked under Ionic Physiology, which I have down here. Force response, after he makes a basic attack, discard each card tucked under that card. Hand size of 5 and hit points of 12. Alter Ego's got a recovery of 3, Ionic Energy Being. You may include events with a printed energy resource icon from any aspect in your deck. And setup is we put this into play, hand size of 6 on this side. So this card is permanent. Max 3 cards can be tucked under here. So response, after you play an event with a printed energy resource, tuck that event from your discard pile under this card. Heal 1 damage from your identity. Then for Hercules, thwart of 1, attack of 3, defense of 2. Atonement, as a response, after a labor card is added to the victory display, put the top card of the gift deck into play. Ready Hercules, you may flip to Alter Ego form. Hand size of 4, 14 health. Recovery of 4, he begins a game with a labor deck and gift deck. We'll get those shuffled up for the playthrough. New labors of Hercules. As an action, if there is no labor card in play, reveal the top card of the labor deck in a hand size of 6 on this side. Then of course Rhino wanted to use something from the core set. Starts with a schema 1 and attack of 2, 14 health per player. For the setup, we're using Rhino 1 and 2, using the standard sets, but instead of Bomb Scare, we are putting in All versus All, which came with the Hercules pack. And that's going to give us a villain with 6 health or more for one of his labors. And setup, we have nothing, just a threshold of 7 per player. Alright, so finishing our setup with all of our shuffling, we've got the encounter deck here. Then with Hercules, he has his labors and gifts. There are 3 cards in each, so do my best to get those shuffled. We'll just set those to the side. And then for Hercules, starts with 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, he's got a helmet, strength, gift of battle, Namora, avenge me, and a side scheme. Well, we definitely want that. Alright, his helmet, the villain attacks, reduce the amount of damage this attack deals by 1. That's a keeper. An ally is always good. Gift of battle, we're getting pretty expensive. We'll just discard these 2. Of course, y'all, if you watch my channel much, that's probably my least played aspect. Alright, here we have Olympus. So exhaust it to get a wild resource for each gift card you control. In a recruitment drive, reduce the resource cost of the next ally a player plays this phase to 0. Alright. And then for Wonder Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Unified Strike, Starstruck, deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. Wonder Fans, Alter Ego action bombs away. Mr. Hollywood, generate a energy resource to overpay for a card. Limit once per card, not per phase. Alright, so that's a keeper. We'll do the same thing. Pitch 2, drawing Sentry and Firebird. Alright, got all our allies. That's not good. Okay, we're ready to get started. I think we'll use Hawkeye as a resource to bring in our Wonder Fans. This is an Alter Ego action. Exhaust this. Choose to tuck an event with a printed energy resource from your discard pile under Ionic Physiology, or draw a card. And to help with resources, we are going to draw a card. And go ahead and flip over. We want Mr. Hollywood in. And we'll use Starstruck to do that. Then Firebird, 4/2 attack for 2/2 health. If you overpaid for Firebird, which we will, we spent the regular 2, generate an energy resource to overpay for a card. So we are overpaying for her. Interrupt when she would be defeated by consequential damage. Remove a rebirth counter from her. And since we overpaid, she comes in with 1. And we'll go ahead and attack for 2 after I put some health up here. I guess 28 health would be nice. So down to 26. Taking 2 consequential damage, but when she would be defeated by consequential damage, remove this and heal all damage from her instead. And then Wonder Man will swing for 1. And move on to Hercules. Going to do his labor. So take the top card here. Defeat Hydra. When revealed, find a non-elite minion with at least 6 printed hit points. Reveal it, heal all damage from it, and attach this card to it. Attached minion gets +6 hit points, gains the elite trait. Attached minion cannot take damage except from Hercules attacks. And that explains why we put all versus all in here, because that gives us someone with 6 or more health. But now he comes in with 13 and can only be attacked by Hercules. Retaliate 1, toughness, victory 0. After he activates, place 2 threat on all versus all side scheme. Otherwise, place a threat on the main scheme. And he's a tough little guy to start with. We'll flip over to make sure I don't miscalculate my resources. We're definitely bringing this in. When the villain attacks, exhaust Herc's helm, reduce the amount of damage this attack deals by 1. All right, we are going to attack, gets rid of tough, and we get retaliated on. Then do a gift of battle. Reduce the cost to play this card by 1 for each gift card you control. Currently, no one's given us any gifts. Hero action, deal 5 damage to an enemy. So we hit him again and he hit us back. Then we'll bring in Olympus. As a resource, exhaust it, generate a wild resource for a gift card, for each gift card you control, which is currently 0. And we will end our turn. We'll keep our ally in hand, drawing 3 more, Son of Zeus, Recruitment Drive, and Avenge Me. And over here, Everywhere All at Once. A couple of those, Stronger Together, Jarvis, and Scarlet Witch. Okay. Villain phase. Let's get some threat up there. So 2, then Rhino's going to attack. We will take it, so base 2, 3, 4 damage. Then attacking over here, we will exhaust this to prevent 1 damage. Oh, yes, and that's ready now. And we'll just take the hit. So 4 minus 1, taking 3, and he's hitting for 3. So we're taking a total of 6. Then encounter cards. For Wonder Man, appeal to Athena. All right, give it to Hercules. When counting gift cards you control, you're considered to control none. Alter ego action, exhaust Hercules, or spend 2 mentals to remove this obligation from the game. Okay, and then charge attached to Rhino. Forced interrupt when Rhino attacks. The attack gains overkill, gives him +3 attack. And pass first player. Oh, we are going to swing for 3. And get retaliated on. Oh, and I did forget when he activated, should have added 1 up there. Then we are going to spend 2 for Son of Zeus, ready Hercules. If you control at least a certain amount of gifts, you get some abilities, but we don't have any gifts. But we do get to ready. And let me see, what did I just spend in resources? I think we're going to flip over and recover. And we're going to choose to bring in Scarlet Witch, thwart of 2, attack of 2, 3 health. After you player, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a treachery card, resolve its when revealed ability. No when revealed or treachery. Then we will thwart for 2 and attack for 2. And attack for 1. And just to do a little healing, we're going to play everywhere all at once. So X, spending 1. Play only if your identity has an aerial trait, which we do. Hero action thwart, choose X schemes, which is 1 because that's what we paid for. Remove 2 threat from each chosen scheme, 3 threat instead if you overpaid for it. We could overpay, and actually, it's probably silly to even do anything with Firebird. So I'm going to take that back a step. Instead of thwarting for 2 for her, we're just going to do nothing with her. And play this for the 1. Overpay with Mr. Hollywood so we can remove 3 threat. And since it's an energy resource, we get to tuck that there and heal a damage from our identity. And ender turn. Yes, I know I can flip these. I just like taking them off that way. All right, so 5, stronger together, energy. What are you? Energy siphon and bombs away. And here we get a golden mace, limitless stamina, energy, call for backup, some teamwork, makes the dream work, and a Quinn carrier. Actually, I had no more in my hand. So get 2 threat. Villain activates scheming for base 1. Just 1. Then he schemes for 0, but his ability is place a threat on the main scheme. Then Rhino is attacking Wonder Man. He is going to defend, so it's going to be 5 damage minus our 2 defense, so we take 3. And counter cards. Discard an upgrade or support you control. They're both really good. We're going to keep the helmet though. And over here, all versus all. Hinder 2 per player, force response after a character is defeated. Place 2 threat on the scheme. When defeated, set all versus all aside. So it's coming in with 6. And pass first player. Okay. Firebird will thwart for 2. Scarlet Witch will thwart for 2. Let's see, we'll bring in What Are You? 2 cost upgrade. Force interrupt. When Wonder Man would be defeated, instead set his hit point dial to 4 and change him into alter ego form. May tuck events with a printed energy resource from your discard pile under Ionic Physiology until there are 3 cards stuck there, and then remove this card from the game. And then, unfortunately, nothing else good to play. So Hercules, we're going to exhaust to appeal to Athena to remove this from the game. And flip over. We'll play Limitless Stamina. Only if your identity has at least 14 printed hit points, which we do. Ready our hero. Then, unfortunately, I need the 2 thwart. So we're bringing in Namora. She gets +1 hit point for each other ally you control. And we're going to thwart for 2 because we want this going. She takes 2 consequential. And we set this aside and hope to never see it again. And Hercules punches for 3. So he's at 11 out of 13. And ender turn. 4 cards. Quinn Carrier, Helicarrier, Wisdom of Athena, and his gauntlets. Over here, we're going to discard Bombs Away. Heroic Conditioning, Bombs Away, and more conditioning. All right, so 2 threat. Rhino attacks over here. Firebird is going to defend for us and take a break. Then Rhino attacks over here. We're going to use our helm to prevent 1 damage. So 3 damage coming. We end up taking 2, and he hits us for 3, so we're up to 5. And since he activated, we add 1 more up here. And counter cards. Crowd control. Get 4 on that. Can't remove threat from the main scheme until we deal with it. And hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4 damage. No damage was sealed this way. This card gains surge. Well, up to 26 out of a starting 28. Pass first player. We are going to swing for 3, which will defeat. He's got a victory, so he goes away. And this goes away. But after a labor card is added to the victory display, put the top card of the gift deck into play and ready Hercules, and we may flip to alter ego form. So we're doing all that. And our gift is the Shield of Perseus. It's a permanent. Hercules gets +1 hit point, and we gain Retaliate. And after this card enters play, we draw 4 cards. Recruitment Drive, Limitless Stamina, Avengers Compound, and Son of Zeus. And we are going to use our ability to see the next labor. Alright, find an encounter side scheme that is not in play, and reveal it, treating each per player on it as 1. Attach this card to it, place 6 additional threat on it. None in there. I think we'll go with Breakin' and Taken. So we get 2 from here. Treat that as we're just 1 player, so we get 3 on it. Well, 3 plus 6, so 9. And threat cannot be removed from attached scheme except by Hercules. The side scheme gains assault, which means we can, when we thwart, we can use our attack value. So that was free. All right, we are going to recover 4. Flip over. Limitless Stamina to ready our hero. Then we're going to thwart, but we can use our attack to remove 3 threats. Then we'll use Wisdom of Athena. Reduce the cost to play this card by 1 for each gift card you control, so instead of 3, it's just going to cost us 2. Hero action, remove 4 threat from a scheme. Then, spending some really good cards, but it's going to be worth it. Son of Zeus, ready Hercules. We have a gift. We can ready an identity-specific upgrade we control. Then we are going to thwart for 3 to clear this off. So that gets discarded. This goes to the victory display. Actually, no. That is at 2 because we can only do that once per phase. So in that case, I'm going to backtrack. Like I said, first time playing. Instead of using the 4 on that, I'm going to use it on crowd control instead. To get that out of the way. And I will attack for 3. And she will attack for 2. Then I'm going to spin 3. When you spin this card, take up to 3 damage. This card generates an additional energy resource for each damage taken this way. Choosing not to hurt myself, so just the 1, 2, and 3 is normal for heroic conditioning, which is going to give us 3 hit points and +1 to her thwart. So then we will thwart for 3. And end her turn. All right, we're going to keep Stronger Together. Starstruck, Unified Strike, Heroic Conditioning, and Battlefield Benevolence. And Hercules gets Amadeus Cho, Death Cry, Lion of Olympus ×2, and Teamwork. 2 threats. Attacking over here. We are going to prevent 1. So he's coming at us for base 2, just 2. Wonder Man is going to interrupt. When a character other than your hero would take any amount of damage, if that character shares a trait with your hero, we're both Avengers. Reduce the damage by our defense, so we're going to reduce that damage. So he'll take nothing and retaliate for 1. Energy, we'll put that under here and heal 1. Then Rhino attacks over here. Scarlet Witch will defend. Then encounter cards, +1. All right. Simon Williams, get to see his obligation. Wonder Man cannot attack. Alter Ego action. Exhaust Simon Williams or discard 3 cards tucked under Ionic Physiology to discard this card. Then get another charge. And the villain attacks you. This could hurt. So it's going to be a base 5 with overkill. So we'll go ahead and just defend. So just 5 damage means we end up taking 3. And pass first player. All right. Hero action. Battlefield Benevolence. Heal 2 damage from an enemy. So we can confuse that enemy. Then we are going to flip over. Use Wonder Fans. Tuck 1 event with a printed energy resource from your discard pile under Ionic Physiology. So we didn't play it, we just tucked it there. But now we can discard 3 cards to discard that. Okay, for Hercules, Lion of Olympus, temporary discard this card at the end of the round. Your hero gets +1 fort, +1 attack, and +1 defense. So we are going to thwart, which allows us to use our attack. But we're also going to use teamwork. Hero interrupt. When you use your basic thwart or basic attack power, exhaust an ally you control, and that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use. And I'm assuming it's matching our same power, so we will be removing 6. So we can officially do this thing here. So that goes to the victory display. We trigger our ability. So we ready back. Find a gift. This time we get +2 hit points and we gain steady. And after this card enters play, we draw 4. Prince of Power, Wisdom of Athena, Gift of Battle, and some more teamwork. And we'll use the ability to flip, so we can use that. Getting our last labor, gets 3 counters on it. When revealed, find Amadeus Cho and put him into play. Forced interrupt, when the villain would attack Hercules, choose one of your allies. The villain attacks that ally instead. After that attack resolves, if Hercules defended, remove a labor counter from here. That comes in with 3. Amadeus Cho is in her hand. So when a minion would attack you, it attacks Amadeus Cho instead. It's an action, exhaust him to draw a card. And she's exhausted from using earlier. And I think I'm going to go ahead and recover. Oops, so that'll go to 4. Because our max is now 14, 15, 16, 17. We have 2 gifts in play. So we can play this for 1 to remove 4 threats from a scheme. Then we'll bring in Prince of Power. After Hercules attacks and defeats an enemy, exhausts Prince of Power. Heal 1 damage from Hercules for each point of excess damage dealt to that enemy by that attack. And we'll use Amadeus to draw a card. Ancient Rivalry, that's our team up with Thor. But instead we'll go ahead and play Gift of Battle. This costs us 2 less for our gifts to deal 5 damage to an enemy. So that's our Ancient Rivalry team up for a resource. Dealing 5. Oh yes, we do need to flip back over so we can attack. And he was exhausted. And we'll go ahead and end our turn. We'll keep Deathcry, found Thor, Genius, and the Gift of Battle. And over here we'll keep Starstruck. Stronger Together, Battlefield Benevolence, our Jet Belt. Everywhere All at Once, and the Swordsman. Adding 2 threat. Alright, goes to attack us, but because of this, we will designate an ally to get hit. We'll choose Namora, but then we are going to jump in the way using our helmet, which makes us, when the villain attacks, exhaust Stark's helm. Reduce the amount of damage this attack deals by 1. But it makes us the defender. We don't have to ready, but we don't get our defense. So he's coming at us for 2, 4, minus the 1, so we're taking 3. And let me see here. Yeah, we got to retaliate. And that goes down to 2. Then he goes to scheme over here, loses Confused, and counter cards. Hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4 damage. And we get a Hydra Mercenary. Scheme of 0, attack of 1, 3 health, and it has guard. And we pass first player. Alright, that got discarded at the end of the round. Hercules will swing for 3. We'll use him to draw a card. Gilgamesh. Alright, we'll do Gift of Battle, which is just going to cost us 1 to deal 5 damage to an enemy. We're going to deal that here. And after Hercules attacks and defeats an enemy, exhausts this, heal 1 damage from Hercules for each point of excess damage dealt to that enemy by that attack. So that's going to heal us 2. Then we'll bring in Deathcry. 4-1, attack of 3, 4 health. When Deathcry makes a basic attack, deal your hero 1 damage. Deathcry takes -1 consequential damage for this attack. All right, basic attack for 3. We will take the damage so that she only takes 1. All right, her ability, she gets +1 hit point for each other ally you control. We have 2 other allies, so we'll go ahead and have her attack for 2. And we're an alter ego. We'll use this to draw a card. Active altruism. Then we will recover 3. Flip over. All right, we're going to bring in our jet belt. Hero resource. Exhaust it, generate an energy resource for an event. Hero resource, exhaust jet belt, and discard a card tucked under ionic physiology to generate a energy resource for anything. Then we will exhaust that for an event so that we can choose one scheme. We're going to use this to overpay, so we can remove 3 threat from a scheme and tuck that under. Then we'll play Starstruck. Deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. So we're using that to pay for it. Use this to overpay because it's just limit once per card. If you overpaid for this card with an energy resource, stun that enemy. So our attack is actually 2. And stunned. Then we can tuck that. Oh yes, should have healed for the first one I put under there, so we're healing 2. And we will end our turn. Keeping this. Battlefield, Ionic Blast, Unified Strike, and another Blast. And over here, Avenge Me, Limitless Stamina, an encounter card. Do some shuffling. Recruitment Drive and Son of Zeus. All right, we get to threat. Goes to attack over here. Unfortunately, for that, doesn't help us get rid of that one. Then to attack over here, we're going to use our helmet to become the defender, reduce the attack by 1. Swinging for 4. We end up taking 3, but we retaliate for 1, down to 9. Then get another encounter card. Rhino attacks you. If the character is damaged by this attack, that character is stunned. All right, goes to attack us. Because of this, we'll say going after Death Cry. But we are going to defend. So base 2, 3, 4. We take 2 damage and become half stunned because somewhere, yes, we are steady. And since we defended, that goes down 1. Then Rhino gets his ivory horn, gives him +1 attack forever, unless we spend 3 physical resources to discard that. And over here, Stampede, Rhino attacks you. And I think we'll defend. So it's a base 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take 3. He is not steady, so he is really stunned and past first player. All right, we're going to start off using that for an energy resource for an event to play this, which is an attack, but we're stunned, so it doesn't happen, but we're no longer stunned. Then we'll play this, remove a threat from a scheme, remove 2 additional threat from that scheme for each energy resource you overpaid for this card. We're using this to overpay, so we're removing 3 threat. That will go down in there and heal us for 1. Then Ionic Blast, using that to pay for it, but we're going to overpay with this and that. So we're dealing 3 damage to an enemy, 2 additional damage to that enemy for each energy resource you overpaid, which was 2, so we're doing 7 damage. So down to 2. We're finally doing some damage here. Okay, so over here, we're going to go Son of Zeus. We are going to ready. If you have at least 1 gift card, ready an identity specific upgrade. Really doesn't matter. We have 2 gifts though, so we gain a tough status card. We will use him to draw a card. Found Thor. We'll use Namor to attack, to defeat, which brings out this version of Rhino. Schema 1, attack of 3, when revealed, search in counter deck and discard pile for the break and attack inside scheme and reveal it. 30 health. Break in and taken. And that comes in with 4. So Hercules attacks for 3. And Deathcry will attack for 3. We're choosing, it's not a forced interrupt, so we're not doing that, but dealing 3 damage. Then Limitless Stamina to ready our hero, and he'll attack again for another 3, down to 21. Ending our turn. Okay, Helicarrier, Stamina, Energy, and Lion of Olympus. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, Energy Siphon, our sunglasses, and 2 of our active altruisms. And we get an encounter card, which also triggers getting that. Shuffle a couple of decks. All right. And we have 1 more card coming. Everywhere, all at once. All right, so we get 3 threat. Rhino goes to attack Cho. We will use our helmet to become the defender. We get hit for base 4, just 4, and we lose tough. And that's going to trigger this. Which means we get the last one here. So we've got our sword, get +1 hit point. And our basic attacks gain piercing, and we draw 4 cards. Got our gauntlets, recruitment drive, genius, and Gilgamesh. And I'm choosing not to flip over. Then Rhino attacks Wonder Man. Base 4, 5, 6. Then we get encounter cards. Did that backwards, but oh well. So he gets one, he gets one, he gets a third. The villain schemes. So 1, 2, up to 5. Crowd control, that comes in with 4. And charge, +3 attack with overkill. And then roving mobs. When defeated, find the all versus all side scheme and reveal it. That comes in with 3. Pass first player. All right. Even though he's first player, Wonder Man's going to do a bunch of actions to start with. Everywhere all at once. Choose one scheme. Since we're paying 1, we are going to overpay with this so we can remove 3 threat from a scheme. We're going to choose this one, which has a victory, but has us go find all versus all, and that's going to come in with 4. Actually, I fibbed. It's coming in with 6. All right, then we will play this, removing threat from a scheme, using this to overpay. So we're moving 3 threat from a scheme. Take this down to 3. Then do the same thing to remove 3 threat from a scheme. To get that out, setting aside again. All right, so back to Hercules' turn. Go ahead and use him to draw a card. Lion of Olympus. All right, we're going to use her to thwart for 2. We're going to play 2 Lion of Olympus, giving us +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense, or +2 to everything. Thwarting for 1. Then we will thwart for 3. And limitless stamina to ready our hero, and thwart for 3 again. Then we'll bring in Gilgamesh. It's an additional cost to play this card if you do not have the eternal trait. Confuse your identity. I do not think we are internal. So we are confused. Or shall I say, we are half confused and half stunned. Paid with those. And we'll bring in our gauntlets. So when Hercules defends against an attack, exhaust the gauntlet, gains retaliate 1 for that attack for each gift card you control. So we'll have retaliate 3, 4. Then we'll have him thwart for 2. Ending his turn, keeping that. Then we're back to Wonder Man, who can thwart for 3. he's going to choose to flip over and go ahead and use this to draw a card. And end your turn. So get the Sentry, Heroic Conditioning, Energy, and Battlefield Benevolence. And over here, Son of Zeus, Teamwork, and a Recruitment Drive. Rhino puts 3 up here, goes to attack with a base 7. We're going to defend. So 9 damage, 4 gets soaked up there, 5 breaks through. And his charge goes away. Then scheming for 1. And counter cards. Villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. We're going to defend, giving us +1 or reducing the damage by 1, and have a retaliate of 4. So our defense is 4, swinging for 4, just 4. So we're going to take 0 damage and deal 4 back, so down to 17. And when revealed, defeated, find the all versus all side scheme and reveal it. Force response, after Hecate activates, place 2 threat on that scheme. So it's back for a 3rd time with 6. And we pass first player. All right, we're going to go ahead and recover for 3. This game's taken me forever. We'll use this to draw a card. Go ahead and flip over. Oh yes, we're exhausted. Well, I'm not going to recover. Just flip over. We have a safety net. All right, flipping over. We're going to go ahead and attack here for 4. So 1 plus the 3, which defeats. These 3 get discarded. When defeated, let's see, after a character is defeated, we place 2 threat on that scheme. But now we find it and reveal it. So I don't know if it keeps the 8 when we re-find it, or if that goes away and we get the 6. Since I'm unsure, we'll just keep the 8 on it. Let me know how that's supposed to work, if you know. Then we will bring in the Sentry for 3. After he enters play, search encounter deck for a side scheme and reveal it. If no side scheme was revealed this way, place 6 threat on the main scheme. All right, we're searching the encounter deck. We could not find one. So we add 6 threat to the main scheme. Yeah, these are discarded. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to win this turn unless I top deck into something awesome. So we'll go ahead and see, taking action on his turn, gift of battle. So we can do 5. Got 8 damage coming from over here. We can get up to 11. Yep, we don't have the math. So we will use that for a resource along with this so that we can remove threat from 2 schemes. Use this to overpay, so 3 threat from 2 schemes. Down to 7 on this one and 5 on that one. We'll take 2 off the main. Oh yes, that one down here, and we heal 1. All right, over here, playing Son of Zeus, ready Hercules, ready an identity specific upgrade. Doesn't really matter there. Gain a tough status, and draw a card. Teamwork. We have 3 gifts, so this is free, dealing 5 damage to an enemy. And we'll swing for 3 more, down to 9. And unfortunately, that's what we have in our hand. So we are done. And I'm discarding all of those. Limitless Stamina, our Avenger's Compound, Wisdom of Athena, and Avenge Me. And for Wonder Man, we will keep the energy, drawing into a Jarvis, Hawkeye, Ionic Blast, and a Unified Strike. We will gain 3 threat. Getting attacked over here for base 4. We will have Cho defend. And attacking over here. We will use this to give us an additional 3 retaliate. So retaliating for 4. Swinging for 4. We lose tough. Dealing 4. Then encounter cards 1, 2, and 3. The villain attacks you. We'll have Sentry defend. Sentry didn't make it. Rhino attacks you. If we take damage, we're stunned. Well, there's a chance we live if we defend. So 4, 5 damage. We end up taking 3, so down to 2. And stunned. Then over here, discard an upgrade or support you control. I don't see me defending anymore, so we'll drop her helmet off. Pass first player. Swing for 3, taking him down to 2. Limitless Stamina to ready, and swing for another 3. And that was Rhino doing the best he could up against Hercules and Wonder Man. So these were the starter decks, first time playing, just trying to see how things go. So neat. Using the laborers to get some gifts, but definitely slows the game down. But it is an interesting way to go for that. And just me personally, not a huge fan of leadership, so probably going to turn him over to a more aggressive style of play. And Wonder Man has a pretty interesting ability, trying to get all your cards to be energy. But as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If so, please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.